Jacob is getting engaged. In the private room, his friend asked him, "What about Emma?" Jacob said with certainty, "She won't leave me. Keep her on the side." "Will she agree to that?" Jacob casually picked up an orange from the plate and added, "I'll compensate her. She's sensible. She won't make things difficult for me later." I really did as he said. Without a fuss, I continued to play the part of the well-behaved, sensible woman in front of him, until the day before his engagement. I sold the house he had given me and ran away with the money. In this world, no one is indispensable to anyone else. She's sensible. She won't make things difficult for me. The moment those words left his mouth, I suddenly felt that the usually radiant Jacob had started to rot, to stink. I remembered that his mother had been driven to illness by his father's mistress. And now, was he to follow in his father's footsteps? The conversation in the private room continued. "Jacob, you've been with Emma for 5 years, right? Honestly, aren't you tired of her? In these 5 years, my dad has had 3 different mistresses. But you've only had her." He swirled the wine in his glass and smiled. "She's beautiful, capable, and has been with me since she graduated, and she really loves me. I don't want to just break it off with her." His friend, after hearing this, said with a smirk, "I have to say, my man Jacob is so devoted. If I were her, I wouldn't want to leave you either." He cursed. "Get lost." The group laughed and continued to drink, their conversation drifting to other topics. "Marriage is no good. You're always being controlled. Look at Ethan. He's not even out tonight." I stood outside the private room, my face a blank mask as I listened. The contract I had just printed was crinkling in my hand. A tear fell from my eye, cold on my skin. I silently told myself, "Emma, get a grip. You two were never going to work out. You were just using him. Don't get attached." After composing myself, I pushed open the door and walked in. Someone jokingly called me sister-in-law. He shot them a glare. He had never introduced me as his girlfriend. To the outside world, I was at most a capable secretary. Only his friends knew about our relationship. I pretended not to hear and walked to his side, handing him the contract. I had no intention of confronting him now. After all, he was still my boss. I can always find another man. But a 10 to 4 job with weekends off and benefits is not so easy to come by. Even if I were to quit, I wouldn't be the one to be fired. After I sat down, he peeled an orange and put it in my hand. The orange was perfectly peeled, even the white pith removed. His friend, seeing this, said meaningfully, "Emma, you're so lucky. Look at how good our Jacob is to you. You'd better repay him well." I smiled and put a segment of the orange in my mouth. The sour taste spread across my tongue. I would repay him well. After all, he had saved me. The story of how we met was a bit of a cliché. In my senior year of college, my mother was seriously ill and needed money. During my internship, I had gone out with my supervisor to a business dinner to earn some extra money, but my supervisor had ill intentions and had drugged my drink. As that beast was about to drag me into his car, Jacob appeared and saved me. That day, lying in his car, I had been the one to make a move on him. He had resisted, but I had been persistent, and in the end, he had lost control. After that, he had helped me with my mother's medical bills. When he found out which school I was attending, he had offered me a job at his company. After graduation, I became his secretary. He taught me a lot about work, and outside of work, he would take me all over the country, showing me the world. As a partner, he was emotionally stable, had no bad habits, and was very generous with me. And so, 5 years passed. In his eyes, I had always been the well-behaved, sensible woman, but what he didn't know was that our meeting had been a setup. The place I had gone with my supervisor, I had chosen it, because I knew that he went to that mall every Friday night to buy pastries for his bedridden mother. The only thing that wasn't a lie was that my mother was sick, and I really did need the money, but I was also truly grateful to him. But now, I had to leave him, because I didn't want to be the one to break up a marriage. The air conditioning in the private room was on full blast. I was only wearing a short skirt. It was autumn now. The nights were getting cold. After a while, I couldn't help but sneeze. Achoo. He thoughtfully draped his jacket over me and asked, "Are you cold?" I, ever the sensible one, shook my head. Then, he continued to drink, one glass after another. After more than a dozen glasses, he couldn't hold it anymore and leaned back on the sofa. I took him and left the private room early. He was quite drunk, and he was stumbling as he walked. I had to help him into the elevator, and then, with great effort, I got him into bed. I was so tired I collapsed onto the bed next to him. He didn't drink often, but he was a good drunk. When he was drunk, he would just sleep. I rolled over and looked at his peacefully breathing form, a little mesmerized. He was incredibly handsome. His face was as if carved by a master sculptor, with no excess fat. The thought that I would never see this face again made me a little sad. I reached out and gently caressed his face. My fingers lingered on his high nose. 5 years. To say I hadn't developed feelings for him would be a lie. A tear suddenly fell from my eye. My mind flashed back to his confident expression in the private room. She can't leave me. The next moment, as if shocked, I pulled my hand back. A voice in my head screamed, "Emma, he's getting engaged. He wants to keep you on the side. Do you still want to love a man like that?" When I came to my senses, I was completely sober. Yes, no matter how despicable I was, I shouldn't continue to love someone else's fiancé. That was the bottom line. After thinking it through, I got up and left, closing the bedroom door. I planned to tell him everything in the morning. I had a nightmare all night. When I woke up on the sofa, the sky was still gray. Next to the sofa, his phone was ringing inside his jacket. I sat up and took the phone out. When I saw the word fiancé on the screen, a wave of guilt washed over me. I had to break things off with him, and I had to do it now. I took the phone and went into the bedroom. He was still asleep. I tapped his arm and said hesitantly, "Jacob, your phone is ringing." He frowned and mumbled, "You get it. It's your fiancé." At my words, he shot open his eyes, which were clear and alert. He sat up, took the phone, and answered, "Jacob." I could clearly hear the voice on the other end. A sweet, girlish voice. He just grunted, "What is it? So early?" The girl was acting cute. "Why are you so serious?" "I'm calling to remind you not to forget to meet my family today. Don't be late." He replied, "I haven't forgotten. I'll be there on time." After he hung up, the room fell silent. Just as I was about to suffocate, I broke the silence. "Are you getting engaged?" He was very frank. "In a week." Then he smiled and asked, "What? Are you jealous?" "No." He continued, "By the way, I've already transferred this apartment to your name. Someone should be contacting you this afternoon to sign the papers." At his words, the words I had been rehearsing in my mind all night got stuck in my throat. A man can be replaced, but a 4,000 square foot penthouse in the city center is something no one can refuse. When I looked up again, my eyes were filled with tears. Tears of excitement. He probably thought I was sad. Seeing this, he reached out and gently booped my nose. "Silly girl, I never said I was leaving you." With that, he got out of bed and walked out. "I'll be busy with the engagement for a while, so I might not be able to see you. When I'm done, I'll come back and spend time with you." As he spoke, he reached the door. Before he left, he hugged me and left a deep kiss on my forehead. "Wait for me." I nodded obediently, but the moment the door closed, I wiped my forehead with the back of my hand, crying, "Emma, as soon as you get the house, you leave. This is what you deserve for these 5 years." While waiting for the house, I wasn't idle. I went through my closet and found all the things he had given me over the past 5 years. Bags, shoes, and the like. Filled 2 large boxes. I sold them at a low price to a second-hand luxury goods store. By the time I was done, it was already afternoon. While I was eating, I received a text. "Hello, Miss Chow. Are you free to come and get the property transfer contract now?" After signing the papers, I went straight to a real estate agency and entrusted the house to them. I only had 2 requests, a full payment and a quick sale. As I was leaving the agency, I unexpectedly ran into his friend, David. It was too late to avoid him. He saw me and greeted me. "Emma, what are you doing here?" I stammered. I'm here on business for the company." I regretted it the moment I said it. I had forgotten that his family was in real estate. This agency was probably one of their properties. His eyes were cunning. "I heard that Jacob just gave you a house. You're not here to sell it and run away, are you?" I knew I couldn't hide it, so I admitted it. At worst, I would just give up the house. "Yes, I'm planning to leave him. If you want to tell on me, you can call him right now." His expression changed. He opened his mouth, but it took him a long time to say anything. "Are you sure?" I nodded, confused. "Yes, Jacob, he's not doing this willingly. He's quite serious about you. Before you, he never had any other women. You should. David was still trying to persuade me, but I stopped him. "I can be his mistress, but I can't violate my own moral code. I don't want to be a third party." My voice was firm. He finally sighed. "I won't tell him I saw you today, but you know him. If he finds out you're gone, he will come looking for you. Take care." With that, he left. 3 days later, the house was sold. Because I had said I wanted a quick sale, the agent had lowered the price by 20. The buyer was very decisive. I received the news in the morning. In the afternoon, My account received a payment of 18 million. I also formally submitted my resignation to the company. To my surprise, he agreed very easily. He sent me a text. Why the sudden resignation? Are you unhappy? I was just thinking of how to explain it when he sent 2 more messages. Fine. If you don't want to work, then don't. After the engagement party, I'll take you to the beach for a few days. I replied with an okay. At the same time, I booked a flight back to my hometown for the next morning. As I was getting on the plane, I received a message from him. It was a picture of a diamond ring. He was probably with his fiancée. Looking at rings, by my calculations, their engagement party was in 2 days. It's beautiful, I replied casually. He asked, do you like it? Should I get you one too? No, I don't think I'll have a use for it. It's okay. It's just for fun. He had really become someone I didn't recognize. A ring, a symbol of a girl's hopes for marriage, was just for fun in his eyes. I felt a little sorry for his fiancée. In the last second before my phone was turned off, I said my final goodbye. I wanted to give our 5 years a proper ending. Jacob, I'm leaving. Congratulations on your engagement. After sending it, I turned off my phone. As the plane ascended, the engines roared. I also said goodbye in my heart to the city I had lived in for 5 years. Jiangqing, goodbye, forever. On the other side, when Jacob received Emma's message in the store, his heart skipped a beat. He called her, but her phone was off. He had a bad feeling. This didn't feel like a joke. So, he made an excuse, saying something had come up at work and he had to go back. With that, he left, ignoring his fiancée's protests. He drove to Emma's apartment. When he got there, he found it empty. The password had been changed. He realized he had been played. Remembering her usual obedient demeanor, a wave of anger washed over him. He muttered to himself, Emma, very good. After going downstairs, he took out his phone and called his assistant. I need you to find out what she has been doing these past few days, and I need her itinerary. Now, the next morning, as I was going out to find something to eat, I saw him downstairs. He had come after me. I wasn't surprised. I knew his personality. On the surface, he was calm and distant, but deep down, he was stubborn. He couldn't stand anything or anyone escaping his control. I saw him walking towards me from a distance, his usually neat hair now a little messy from the wind. When he reached me, he grabbed my arm and yelled, "Are you done with your tantrum? If you are, then come back with me." Then he started to drag me away. I stubbornly stood my ground, refusing to move. My arm hurt from his grip, and I suddenly squatted down and started to cry. Only then did he stop. He squatted down too. He gently patted my head, his voice soft. "Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have gotten angry with you. I was just so mad." Seeing I wasn't moving, he just picked me up. I struggled. "I'm not going back to Jiangqing." He gave a bitter smile. "Okay, we won't go back to Jiangqing. Well, go home. To your home." "Okay, I've never been to your place. Will you show me?" Without waiting for my consent, he carried me upstairs. I lived on the 5th floor, with no elevator. He didn't say a word, just carried me up, step by step, talking to me the whole time. "Do you miss home?" I was wrong. I was afraid you'd be sad thinking about your mother, so I never came back with you in these 5 years. If you miss home, you can stay for a while. You can come back to Jiangqing after the new year. I protested in his arms. "I'm not going back. Never again." He sighed, his tone doting. "Are you still angry? You want to marry me that badly? Who the hell wants to marry you?" I struggled again. This time, I easily broke free. "Jacob, since you were once my boss, you can be a guest, but don't say anything else." We soon reached the 5th floor. After I opened the door, he followed me in. I went to the kitchen to get him a glass of water. When I came out, he suddenly hugged me. "Emma, I've missed you so much these past few days. Can I just hold you for a bit?" I struggled to push him away. When I did, he looked at me, stunned. Ring, ring. Coincidentally, his phone rang. He answered with a frown. On the other end was that familiar female voice, his fiancée. "Jacob, don't forget, we have to go for a food tasting today." Okay, I'll be back this afternoon." He hung up and looked at me, continuing, "Emma, I really like you. Don't leave me." "Okay." His eyes were full of a deep affection. He had just hung up on his fiancée, and now he was whispering sweet nothings to another woman. I gave him an impossible request. "As long as you don't get married, I'll go back with you." His face immediately hardened. "Emma, don't be so stubborn. This is all very normal. Who I marry will not affect our relationship. You know I love you. That's enough, isn't it? Do I really have to marry you to prove my love?" "Jacob, I don't care if you marry me or not. Anyway, I had never believed in marriage, but I don't want to be your mistress." He paused. "My mother arranged the engagement." He seemed to be explaining. "You know her health. I can't let her be upset. But I promise you, in a few years, I will divorce her and marry you. I won't make you wait too long." He opened his arms, as if waiting for my submission. I just stared at him, motionless. After a long time, his face darkened again. He stormed out, leaving me with a final threat. "Even if you don't come back with me today, I have ways to make you come back to me, Emma, just you wait." A month after he left, I sent my resume to several companies, hoping to start a new life, but all of them were rejected. As expected, it was his doing. He was trying to force my hand. I soon came to terms with it. My savings were enough to live comfortably for the rest of my life. Not working wasn't a big deal. Later, a message suddenly appeared in the neighborhood group chat. "I think our neighborhood is going to be demolished." Until the day the property management came to my door with a consent form, I received a text from him. "If you agree to come back, I'll have them stop right now." I suddenly remembered. I had told him before that my old house was very important to me. After my mother died, he had wanted me to sell it. He wanted to buy me a new place in Haicheng, but I had refused. I had said that the house held my happy childhood memories. At that time, I just didn't want to become completely dependent on him. I didn't want to forget who I was, but in reality, even that was a lie. I smiled and signed the form. He didn't know that I actually hated this house. Those happy childhood memories were all made up. Now that it was being demolished, it was perfect. After that day, I moved into a rented room for $800 a month. The room was small, but it had everything I needed. I could stay in it all day without feeling scared. But when you have money and a lot of free time, you start to want to do bad things. So, after binge-watching countless soap operas one night, I went to a bar and hired a male escort. The moment I paid, I regretted it. Watching the escort dance in front of me, his face kept reminding me of Jacob. When I tried to push him out of my mind, I saw the escort's face again. The difference was too great. I felt a pang of disappointment. After 2 drinks, I left the bar, completely unimpressed. A cold wind blew, and I sobered up. After a few steps, I was hungry, so I went into a noodle shop. I never thought I would run into my old classmate, Lucas, my high school class president, and the only one who had helped me when I was being bullied by the other students. He recognized me first and greeted me. "Emma." I paused, then smiled and walked over, greeting him warmly. "President, what a coincidence." At my words, his expression changed. "Emma, you." He paused for a long time, then said, "You've changed." I looked down at myself. I had changed. In school, I used to always keep my head down, afraid to speak up, but now, I met his gaze and smiled. "We haven't seen each other in 9 years. It's normal to change, isn't it?" He nodded, a little sentimental. "It's good to see you like this." He was sincere, not at all unnatural. No one would have guessed that I had once rejected his advances. I suddenly felt a little ashamed. Back then, because of his affection for me, I had used him, just to make my school life a little easier. Now, I wanted to apologize. I used to. Before I could finish, he stood up abruptly. He waved to the door. "Sophie, over here." I turned around and saw a girl in a pink down jacket walk in. When she reached the table, he eagerly introduced her. "This is Sophie, my girlfriend." I stood up and extended my hand. "Hello, I'm your boyfriend's high school classmate, Emma." The atmosphere was awkward. I felt like a third wheel. After my noodles arrived, I had a few bites and then asked for a Togo box. Before I left, they kept trying to get me to stay. I couldn't refuse, so I added her on WeChat and said we'd get together again. After leaving the noodle shop, I couldn't help but sigh. I had been watching too many romance dramas lately. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had such an unrealistic idea. Before she arrived, I had wanted to apologize for what I had done. Good thing I didn't. Otherwise, it would have been really embarrassing. I looked up and saw a girl in a red short skirt standing not far away, on a street where everyone was wearing black or gray trench coats. She was quite a sight. I had a feeling she was here for me, because as soon as I came out, she had been staring at me. It turned out I was right. Sure enough, after I had walked a few steps, she caught up to me. "I'm Jacob's fiancée, Isabella. Can we talk?" I glanced at her cold, red arms and took her home with me. When we got to my room, she looked around and sneered. "Didn't he get you a decent place?" I no longer had any intention of getting her a glass of water. "Jacob and I have already broken up," I said, my voice calm. She smirked. "You think he'll believe you?" With that, she reached out and tilted my chin up. her gaze contemptuous. I thought you were some great beauty, to have him so obsessed, but now, it seems you're nothing special. With that, she casually sat down on the sofa. I repeated, patiently, whether you believe me or not, the fact is, we have broken up. Don't worry, I won't interfere with your marriage. At my words, she snorted. You don't think I'm here to tell you to leave him, do you? Wrong. On the contrary, I'm here to persuade you to go back to Jiangqing. I was a little taken aback. Why? She looked up, her eyes full of contempt. I'm not like you, a woman who is nothing without love. Her tone was thick with sarcasm. I'm with him for my family's business. I don't care if you're with him or not. I just don't want to see my groom abandon me at the altar on my wedding day. I understood. She probably thought I was playing some hard-to-get game. I was silent for a moment, then said, Jacob, he wouldn't do that. He wasn't that thoughtless, and he loved his mother so much. He would never disappoint her. She crossed her arms, her expression arrogant. Of course I know he wouldn't. I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about you. Who knows if you'll pull some kind of suicide stunt. Don't worry, I won't. She wagged her finger. A scheming woman like you, I don't believe. Then I can't help you. I spread my hands. A believe what you want expression on my face. Her eyes flickered. A poor person like you. It's normal to want to climb the social ladder, but I have to remind you, don't forget your place, she continued. Actually, I feel a little sorry for you. From a low background, you finally managed to snag a guy like him. Now, you're probably desperate to hold on to him, but let me give you some advice. Don't have such high expectations of men. Don't think he'll love you forever. A woman's youth is her only asset. You might as well stay with him for a few more years, while you're still young, and get a nice sum of money. I can even give you some more. What's not to like? Name your price, and you'll go back to Jiangqing and stay with him until he gets tired of you. A cold draft blew in. I turned and saw that the door was still open from when she had come in. I turned back and chuckled. Let me tell you something. I'm not what you think. I've never cared about love. I only got close to him in the first place to get money for my mother's treatment. You don't have to worry about me pestering him. To me, he's just a tool. I don't want money, and am not going back to Jiangqing, and I will not be the third party in your relationship. Unlike you rich people, I have a basic moral compass. She suddenly burst out laughing. Ha ha ha. Her laughter was jarring. Not a third party. Wasn't your mother a third party? I was furious. You shut your mouth. She had no intention of stopping. You don't have to pretend with me. I've already done my research. Your mother was a mistress. It's normal for you to be one too. After all, as they say, like mother, like daughter. Slap. A sharp, stinging pain on my palm. Yes, my mother was a mistress. I had always thought I hated her. After all, because of her, I had never had a single good day at school. But then, when she got sick, I found that I couldn't be so heartless. For her, I had been willing to sell my own body. I had become a person who would do anything to achieve my goals. But in this life, I hated it when people said that about me. Do you believe that with just a snap of my fingers, I could crush you like an ant? She covered her face, looking at me in disbelief. Only then did I realize what I had done. As I was still in a daze, she stood up from the sofa and was about to hit me. I closed my eyes, resigned, but before the slap could land, a sharp voice came from the door. Stop. I saw him walk in. Get out, he said to her. Her eyes immediately reddened. Before she left, she threw a final threat. You two just wait. After she left, he stood at the door, quietly looking at me, as if trying to see through me. Just now, what you said, was it all true? It was, I admitted. There was no panic of being exposed, just a sense of relief. I only got close to you for the money. Now you know. Go on, chase after her. Your fiancé probably hasn't gone far. You'll catch up. Actually, I had known he was outside. I had said those things on purpose, just to draw a line between us. To my surprise, he didn't go after her. Instead, he walked over and knelt down in front of me. He took a diamond ring from his pocket and said softly, I actually came here today to propose. No matter what you're like, no matter why you got close to me, I love you for who you are. Miss Emma, will you marry me? From now on, I will love you with everything I have. As he was about to put the ring on my finger, I pulled my hand away. I turned my back to him. But, Jacob, I don't love you. I have only ever loved money. If you really have too much of it, just give me some more. After a long time, he stood up. Emma, I'm giving you one last chance. Will you say yes? I didn't turn around. After he left, I looked at my hand, which was now marked with crescent-shaped nail marks. Good. I had almost been moved, but I knew that we were from two different worlds. So, I have no regrets. From now on, I will live a good life and make a lot of money. No matter what I become, it will be what I want to be, and it will have nothing to do with him. As for him, from the moment he had wanted to keep me on the side, he had become just a passerby in my life.